then the back line is Treasure Aiwe, Mpahlele, Malibuye, and Tebogo. Letlapa, who's also captain outside center. Tsepo Nong is a right wing, and Junior Tuma on the left. And obviously, who's King's strings player there, Siko. Jakubeni, who's going to be the 35 fullback, who's going to be handling things from behind. When I go to Pirates, I'll go to the reserves again. Pirates is basically led there by Sheldon Terblanche, the hooker. And the front row was Bauer and Majola, who going to be anchoring the front row. And the second row, Katle Honchi. And Tal Brown, who's going to be the second row. And the back rowers is going to be Jabulani, Jenny Liam Nell, and then Brian Dean. And in the back line, and it's a Hammer. Estrazen is going to be the scrum of Anderson is a flyer for Aiden Kubido, the inside center. And Kigan Lailur is going to be outside center. Snetemba Mapaka is going to be the right wing. And the left wing is Lax Ntepe, 31-year-old, who's going to be puppet master at the back. On the wings of string is Devon Brown, who's going to be handling things from behind, checking those kicks and the counter-attacks going to be taking place today. And I think Mr. Ardes could say is now ready for Paris to actually kickstart proceedings here as we go. And going to kick off is a fly-off. Is Anderson, who kicks a very deep kick, well collected there by Wanderers. A good thing now is to try to get after that, and obviously the scrum of getting ready to roll her. Treasure Ipiwa taking it up, trying to get a better angle there. Again, setting it up and picking it out outside center, and a skip pass to the man on the outside, and I can't get his number. It looks like the right winger. It's definitely the right winger. Nong getting into things early enough and basically inside center, getting ready to Mabiela. Mabi, unfortunately, unable to hold on to that ball. Playing under advantage is Pirates. Now getting ready to exit the Estrations, looking for a better angle. Anderson send it out, and it's got numbers on outside. The number 8 takes it up. It's got a right wing to look after and goes around, does the right thing. The bigger number 8, Dean, keeping the ball alive, staying on his feet very well as well. The cleaners need to be there. Unfortunately, I think the tackler might have not rolled away quick enough. There is opposite number. The open side are there from Bran Etta, who certainly didn't roll away quick enough. The number 8 doing a good job. Play and let play with the right winger there. Snetemba Mamaka, who certainly did a good job in keeping it alive. And Anderson just waiting for no one there, getting a couple of meters away from that situation. A nice 30-meter line. Taking that time to the line out is Pirates Rugby Club here. Obviously, big men. They want to make sure they actually take their time in setting up. And obviously, the captain, my captain, Sheldon Terblanche, 37-year-old, certainly still going strong. They're looking to look like it's a short man line out. Look like a 5-man line out, still having a go. So they're cramping it up lightly. But the likelihood that the big man, Chi or Brown, is going to get it is big. And I think there's a big man now waiting for Mr. Doug Power. Was just tying his shoelaces there. It's a 6-man, 6+1. And the ball is collected by big man Dean at the back. Well taken, all thrown there. Van der Blanche now. Lineup has been set. Drive is in motion. All things down, all hands on deck. The big men are actually getting operational. And the Wanderers must make sure that ball actually pops out, and characteristically, I think, lost by a little scrum off. Paris need to scramble now and get away from trouble. The Wanderers did wonders there, how they got that ball as well. It's very interesting by playing at advantage. The inside center is waiting for nobody there. Malibi, who certainly is busy early stages here. Getting some meters of force, needs to give him a clean ball. Is waiting for Mpahlele. They're getting it, giving it to his big number 8 as well. Taking it up to Abdul Mababolo, a bit upright in contact, but he's ready to go again. And Mpahlele gives it to his inside center, who's been busy. Giving to the right finger. Nong has been busy early days here. The cleaners need to get there early and certainly doing a good job. The scrum have seen something on the blind, which happens to be on Treasure, but got his man there, ready to go. And Mpahlele actually giving back the forwards again, getting ready to go. Our Treasure gives it up again. Back pass to the outside center. He had no options. Tabuko certainly decided, listen, let's get some territory. We needn't get away with any meters. And the fullback goes on the Devon Brown. Says, Lana, I'm not taking chances. It's early stages there. Wanderers certainly putting up. The ball is not kicked out. And Wanderers taking it up, taking meters as well. Jakubeni there giving his inside center, has been really busy. Malibie. And certainly gets away, gets the ball close, and then Mpahlele gets it up again, give it to the big man. Slightly upright in Vangeli, but does a good job in the recycling. And then Treasure gives it again, Aiwe. and gives back to his big man, and then number 5, Sibusiso Ngobese, they're taking it up, getting some meters. Dummy show and go, give it inside. I think it was well telegraphed, well read there by Terry Blanche. I think was actually luckily knocked the ball very early. I think Terry Blanche was letting swallow him hold there. It was a telegraph inside pass move. I think he was waiting for licking his lips, to be honest. And then I think as soon as he got a ball, he didn't have a good strong handle on him. Terry Blanche and just let him go as soon as he ripped the ball out. First scrum of the match here in a couple of minutes. Certainly looking good here, I must say, for Wanderers. They seem to have their ducks in a row at the moment. Obviously, clearly this Denford Cup means a lot to them as well. The way they've showed up here, something I haven't seen in a while. I've done a few of their games, and they seem to be up for the challenge here today. They're ready to go. To feed the scrum is Paris Rugby Club, playing from the north to the south, from where we're sitting, playing from right to left. Channel 1 is going to be ready. Slightly higher. Oh, that looked nasty. Paris Rugby Club slightly setting too high. The big men, I'm sure they're making room as well for those chassis and those engines to be comfortable. But if anything is good Dobaye, and I think Mfanyana must make sure that he's lower than his opposite number. And if he can do that and stay square and stay aligned, he might have an advantage, because he's playing against a tall man in his opposite number, Dirk Bauer. If he can exploit his basically his neck there, and actually force him to scrum with his head facing downwards, so that Power can get lost in transition, it's going to be very interesting. But he probably knows that as well. Esibabalwa Mfenyana is certainly a shorter man, but I think the most important man is Vangeli, who needs to put pressure so that Paris doesn't get that right shoulder. He's slightly got a negative shoulder. Good scrum there from Wanderers, but I think Radev says someone was doing something opposite. I think Mfenyana here messed that whole momentum up by trying to scrum on the arm on his opposite number, scrum on the arm right in front of Mr. Hardes Kutsia. I think Paris might count himself very lucky here, getting away with murder, if you might ask me, because that scrum was not very good scrum. That's something they can work with, or a platform they would like to be playing off, to be honest. And I'm sure someone else going to be evident to that, as well as Amr Estrays, and who certainly should be demanding more from his big men. But when it comes to line out, things are looking good, looking sharp. I'm sure that service is going to get the need to control now as to when that ball comes out, or the call must be clear here from the general. It's Anderson who needs to actually let it go. That ball is not clean, but I managed to scrap it. I think Wanderers might have snatched it and actually got rid of that ball, and there's always Patlele gets it away. Oh, it's inside center, but the ref says it's backwards, and it's actually off and it's gone. The inside center out of Malibi, and it does a chip and chase. Doesn't have enough gas. I think Estresen just got back. Did he carry it over? And certainly did not carry it over. I think the ref says no. He actually killed it right in the try line. It's going to be a 22 dropout. A good counter-attack there from Wanderers. I think they're catching Pirates unawares at the moment. Catch them sleepy, to be honest. Because at this point in time, I think Pirates think things are going to just happen on their own. Yeah, something is happening, but I think Wanderers is making it happen at this point in time. Their focus is certainly in a good place, giving himself a chance at every opportunity they have. But let's see what Mr. Anderson does now. Kicks it deep downfield, and then obviously to his opposite number, covering at the back of the Adolf Patlele. Adolf Patlele sizes up his options, looks and who's coming, who's not coming. He's got a protection of 22, he uses it. He's going to get a line out just on the 10-meter line to defend. But if things are going to go this way, certainly they're putting themselves up for a good challenge here. That was a good contest. They disrupted Pirates' line out. A certainty of a drive that was coming didn't. But I think Wanderers are really putting good effect of himself here. The big men are Zulu and Ngobese. And obviously the likes of Hefa that are actually pushing. Paris now got a nice setup. But I don't know if they're going to definitely put a drive from there, or they're going to drive for a penalty. But they've got a drive, but it's slightly high. But that doesn't help that Wanderers is even higher. So Paris have got an advantage here. But what do? They actually bring in the inside center very early into the action. As keep it nice and upright, nice close to the action. It's a captain, my captain, Estrasen. A bit upright there for a big man. You might be big, but running upright like that is easy for any guy to tackle you. But this now he's created a wrestling match, and that ball has been stolen. Talk about the man who's been busy today is Esin Mutusi Malibi, and certainly does a lot of wonders there, getting the ball alive, giving it away to Nong. Nong gets it away to his fullback. Unfortunately, that fullback unable to do that good job or just keeping it alive. Jekubeni tried to offload to his fly-half, who actually was at hand there to support. And certainly, the backline of Wanderers is certainly showing me something I've never seen before. They're really living up scraps, but they're making really mincemeat of that scrap that they're getting, and certainly coming out with some decent advantages there. They can think Paris need to really sharpen up and certainly go back to basics at this point in time. This and they're actually putting themselves under pressure. They're certainly putting themselves under pressure here. And Terra Blanche certainly had a lot of possessions here, but they're not using it very well. But I think there's time to really reconsider the situation. It's early days. Nothing to panic about, to be honest. And obviously having the time to have a bit of a chit-chat here. Looking at numbers, we've got a 5-man, 4-man. A very difficult line out to actually contest here. A bit of razzle-dazzle could ever end up with one person catching the ball there on the right-hand side. Majola could also be a trigger. Let's hope Bryce Eater is actually an Afrikaans Eater, but I'm sure he's not Afrikaans. I'm going to stick to English for today. Bryce Eater is certainly going to have to be awake in front as well, because this one could be a very tricky one, trying to float at the back and throw in front just to get a ball. Clearly that's evident that a good attendance of Wanderers, making sure that Paras doesn't give a free ride in everything that they do, making them think out of the box here. Let's see what we're going to do with this one. Terra Blanche had a bit of time to think about it while Reva's ironing out the few things. We've got Nong hanging back here, expecting a kick, but the Flyers is actually defending. They've got everyone in the middle. The ball at the back is well taken by the big number 8. And didn't just get it away. He's setting up in the middle as a big flanker. Nell just get a few meters, comes around as a big man. He needs to keep the ball alive. He gets some numbers there, gets support, and certainly just get there in time, but they need cleaners. I don't think he's got cleaners. The ball has been turned over. Well done to Wanderers. That ball needs to be quick. Oh, the fullback up front unwanted. Unfortunately, I think he had to do something here because there were trouble, all money here. That numbers, and then Wanderers is not waiting for a good step from the big fella. To obviously Mangaba, certainly, not controlling the ruck situation. Pirates have got a chance now to do correct things. They really were not looking after the ball at ruck time. But that was something nice to see from Mangana Gusi on the outside. Sometimes if you're running on the wing, you must look the part as well. They always say that. He was trying to fit in and actually reciprocated. The Gusi, unfortunately, not protecting the ball in the ruck, was well stolen, not well protected. But I'm telling you, Pirates really need to really look after their ball. They're getting meters, they're getting yardage, but they've got no one is actually protecting that ball while they're actually doing that as well. This is going to be a very tricky situation here, where you get all possession but not really using it. I think the time Wanderers are striking is going to be very painful to Pirates, because having all that possession, having actually no Ruwa to actually talk of, it's going to be very interesting. Now, what do the scrum? The scrum before was actually good. I think the tight head and Fenyana needs to just straighten up his binder, get off the arm, stay on the arm, stay on the shoulders of Doug Bauer, and that's a good scrum. Taking him in and slightly in left shoulder given, exactly what the doctor ordered, but they still managed to play that ball on the outside, bringing in the outside center. We'll certainly just make sure that he keeps things steady. Keegan, now about taking it up. Hammer just gave it, nice pass, a nice short pass. Ooh! Katla Konti Metla, stop nonsense in the middle there. Well hit. Ball is out again. Ethan gets it, the inside pass on the outside center. Seems to be loving that inside center, inside out session. But obviously Cleaner's not rolling away quick enough there. And then Hammer, Estrazen just wanted to play quick, unfortunately unable to do so. Not a great position there for Pirates to actually strike from. They might get a line out just inside the 22, keep depending how good the kick of Ethan Anderson is going to be. Yeah, certainly a decent position to strive from and to make sure that they actually get that ball nice. But that line out is going to be actually done, dusted. They have to work for it. They have to make sure they've got their ducks in a row. Keep it simple. Get it to someone. Get it to someone who's actually ready to go. Tyler Brown actually needs to be in front here. You've got an option, obviously. Jabulani Mtini is also an option to jump in front. But are they going to use him? As certainly they do, just to make sure that they keep that thing. Then Nelm is a rapper. Now the setup has been done. They need to just have patience and actually work for the mistake from Wanderers, and Wanderers does do that and just slip on the side. But do they keep it controlled? And there's a bit of a mess at the moment, but the ball is still clean, still available for Hammer. Estra and it takes up with the big man. Tyler Brown takes a few men within. That ball needs to be quick. Ethan is calling for it. It doesn't come. It doesn't come very clean. I think it's coming with Courtney. Dara Branch taking the ball behind the ref is never going to allow him to do that. But the idea was good. Ardes could say, no, meneer, je moet hem voor mij vat. Ik moet je zien waar je dit op je merk of niet op je merk is niet. Ik heb die merk op je handen op hem, like, so je moet die beginnen. Ik denk, they're going to tap and go again. I think scrum is not that strong. The tap and give and they go long pass to the number 8. Number 8 gives to the right winger. Oh, simply said and done. It's not Temba Mapanga there. Certainly well orchestrated move. It's easy, as simple as you like. 8. It's 9, 8, 14. It's like a scrum move, it's certainly, but it was a tap and go. Beautiful orchestrated from the little scrum off. Putting up with the number 8. That was beautiful. Sned Tembane certainly getting on the board very early, and certainly had no defender in front of him to talk of as well. Now the kick is going to be a very tricky one for Ethan Anderson, who certainly needs to strike it from that angle, but he's a right-footed guy, so usually those ones from the right side to the left, if he just know how to curl it, could be very interesting. Obviously, here what's at stake here today, besides the Grand Part, the Casalaga Grand Challenge, Paris Grand Challenge, is also the Danford Cup. Obviously, Danford Cup is a cup that has actually been played for, named after the founder of Pirates, George Danford. And certainly that one was not very good. We're sticking to 5-0, but the scoreboard is actually ticking for Pirates. That's something they were looking for the whole time. But I must say, Wanderers has really put good account of themselves at the moment. Unfortunately, not able to actually show something for it. But I think this early days, if they keep up like that, can just keep on fighting for everything, for every scrap, they might have some reward here. They certainly got the goods on the outside to finish the job. Just not been lucky so far. And then I'm sure Pirates will have a sigh of relief here at the moment. Entertaining the locals here. The weather's beautiful, slightly overcast, but a cool weather for rugby players. And the ball has been taken. I think Nell is ready for it. A slightly high tackle. If Rev's going to do something about it. Nell does good job, but he doesn't look after the ball. Gives it away there to Spusiso Ngobese. Ngobese set it up. Wanderers again, leaving off scraps and making sure to do something. Captain General of Patlele comes in close to actually get the forwards going. Unfortunately, that ball didn't come quick enough. I think Nell just messed up with that kickoff. Got it so nicely, but he wanted more than just taking a ball and setting up a rack. Wanted to get some meters, unfortunately unable to do so. Looked like Spusiso Ngobese might have done some harm to himself there. A bit of he's a big man if you don't land correctly. The fingers, the tiniest part of his body might have slightly been strained there. Obviously, dislocation is a reality when it comes to rugby. Nothing magic eyes can fix, or someone must just get there and pull it out. Usually those guys are brave enough to do that, are not close by to be able to assist with that one. The man has to actually bite the bullet and keep it moving. Like I said, I think scrum time, they actually been looking good. It's just not been rewarded. They're giving the negative shoulder to Pirates Rugby Club. The Pirates are not playing with the ideal shoulder, but they're making means of it. Ohema Estrazen is certainly getting that ball away as quick as he can, but I suppose that gives advantage to Wanderers' defensive line to actually help that and actually push and put more pressure if they don't get it from the scrum. In this instance, actually, they're defending, apologies, where Wanderers is feeding. Let's see now in their own ball. Are they going to have the shoulder that's ideal? They've got a small blind, and I think the right wing is not even there, so there's no thing happening there. They don't have a defender. I think Lux and Tsepe, they might as well just go hang inside the inside center or at the fly-off to assist in defending, because his man is right inside there. They've got more numbers on the left, but he's not trusting anything here, because the 8-9 is also a reality that they could just snipe on the blind. But depending on how the shoulder is there from the big man in front, Babalwa is Shimfenyan is actually scrumming their right shoulder, and it's not going to be the case. Early shove there from Paris. They get a light shoulder to play on the left-hand side, but that ball is a bit messy. It's coming Certainly doesn't Pachel just getting, oh, bit of a surprise pass for his offside. Oh, double knock on the two inside centers unable to hold on to that ball, both of them. I must say it must have been a surprise pass there from the captain, Tebuho. Let clap. I was certainly surprised his inside centers there. Malibi was like, listen, I probably was not expecting for a run around so early. Just give him a snatch. He snatched at it and knocked it on. And his opposite number unable to exploit Kibido. And knocked it on as well. Yeah, and a big man in the middle there didn't come up. Sibabalwa. Mangana. I think a bit of blood. Bloody nose that he's got that I have to deal with. And certainly got it. He's going to take his time. The scrum can never happen with the hooker not there. And he's certainly been doing well in the scrums. Now it's time for them to put pressure again. They had a decent scrum. I think that ball got stuck under the feet. They required a channel 1 on their own ball. But I hope now they've learned their lesson because it's the first scrum that they had to feed. Most of the scrum they actually had to defend. They've been giving a decent shoulder. I think that shoulder needed some extra vavavoom. As soon as it turned and that engine needs to be ignited. And every 16 and every hands on deck needs to scrum and put Pirates under pressure. Pirates have got big men, but they're not working in unison at the moment. Another negative shoulder, and then the pressure's on the number 8 does directly from the ground. And 9 goes around to receive again. Hamad does a good job with the right winger. Estreisen setting the right winger away. Does a bit 1, bit 2. He certainly keep going. He needs to be controlled, and the ball is safe. Asnet Temba certainly taking no prisoners with him. Then that ball needs to go. Oh, the fullback is looking for it. Oh, no. Devon Brow should have kept with the wind. He actually caused some traffic himself. And obviously guys running lines, they ended up finding himself in all sorts of weird positions, which is unfortunate. That should have been a try. He should have actually put that one away. Devon Brow should have just trusted his speed and keep on running. The comeback was a problem. He had players in front of him obstructing. But what a run there from the right wing. What a nice move there from the scrum. O'Brien Dean with a 9 actually ran around. A 5 actually running a dummy. It was a beautiful to receive it again. I gave it back to Estreisen putting away. Usne Temba Mapaka. And certainly took a man who had actually the evidence is still on the field on the other side where the players that were trying to tackle the big winger were following him like flies, and they're still lying on the ground. He's a big fella, very well built. Staunch man, certainly knows his way around the gym. Clearly on the track as well, but a look of things here, he actually possesses quite a bit. Just quickly now, while they have a wait here, what the ref is giving tend to the injuries before they make some changes. Quickly run to the bench here. At 16, we got John Michelo, Frim Massimo. Namampare, basic tight head, covering Tate Katleho, Matebula, covering Locks Shepherd, Tavungwa, covering the loose force, Fizon Clover, covering inside backs. Sitlen now is covering inside back and outside back, covering Cornelius Tonga from Wanderers, and then over to the bench of Pirates Rugby Club. Covering in the hooker position is Liam Lacken, Ron van Staden covering at Lucid, and Cameron Trollop covering tight head. Kevin Durant is going to be covering at lock position. Rinus Botman, 34 is covering at loose forwards. Wesley Flanagan is going to be the reserve scrum half, and Duncan Delport covering inside backs. Outside back covered by Jared Bronco, 30-year-old. And obviously those reshuffles haven't been made yet. The guys are fresh, watching on, looking on, while getting ready here. It's going to be a pressure scrum. I think the scrum is going to be really a good opportunity here for Pirates to apply pressure right in front of the pole, just outside the 5-meter line. Certainly a pressure scrum there for Wanderers, and they've done so well so far. The thing they need to do is to get Trevor Aiwa to actually get that ball into channel 1. The hooker must just Mapanga quick in and out, and that ball is not going to happen. I think the Pirates got the timing wrong. When swimming to the left, there's a big man, Doug Bauer. You need to go straight and then pump the engine. And this time they were all running around too quickly. It was too quickly for the ref to actually allow. Aris Gute says, no guys, you need to stabilize. We're too early there. You need to keep it straight. But the ball is not out in the outside center. The Clapper, they're getting it. They give it to the left winger. It's the Tembane, Keegan LaRue. Oh, he needs support, and obviously that support coming quick enough comes Ethan on a S3 as to upright the big man. Liam Nel is not a big man, but running up that high is actually looking for trouble. That ball needs to be cleaned up. But where's the little scrum of S3 and gives it to Liam again. This time does go low and actually gets found. I think the ball is going to be shot or held up. I think the ref might just call. Is it a try? Well, I think Liam might have been given a try this instance. Confirmation there from the from the ref as Louis Neyman, who actually RS had to check with quickly, and certainly does come up with the goods. And then obviously to the surprise of Wanderers as well, they thought they held him up, but I think he did one thing right. He realized that upright running is not his forte. Just drop the chase a bit and go lower, and came up with the goods as Liam Nel, hard worker. The blindside flanker certainly operating like a open side flanker at the moment. Yeah. Willem Cheney is wearing number 6, but he operating differently. More involved in the line out, and obviously there was one-on-off carries. But the man who is carrying a lot of ball in his hands here at the moment is Liam Nel. Unless they're using the New Zealander Europe style here, having an open side as running a number 7. But in South Africa, number 6 is normally the open side flanker. But with the modern game these days, I think these guys must be skillful enough to be running in the backs as well. We've seen some of the professional players out there actually interlink with the backs. So let's see if this man is going to get it right this time. Ethan Anderson should be an easier kick than before. Oh, well struck. Well struck there. Good conversion from the number 10. Certainly the scoreboard ticking nicely there for Paris Rugby Club. Now they're looking like the favorites that they probably came in here with. But Wanderers mustn't throw in the towel yet. They've been doing very well. They must just get in there, trust their system, trust their habit. Just make sure that they get things right. Small things that are not doing right. I mean, they are under pressure in the scrum, but all they need is channel 1, and that ball must in and out before the little scrum half can get to the player, to the back eye, where the ball must be really popping at Mambabula's feet. There's a kickoff from the Mpatlela. Mpatlela gives it to Liam again. Liam Nel, and this time again doesn't protect the ball. Unfortunately, leading with the ball in contact. That's a primary school error there. That's certainly something I'm sure a lot of guys would have told him, listen, you're a powerful player. If you're going to lead with the ball, make sure you protect the ball with both hands. He simply just got smashed and grabbed there in that situation, and losing the ball again. A second loss he makes after a kickoff. Really is a go-to man in terms of receiving those balls. Oh, they target him, and Patela's target him the whole time unless he knows something I don't. But this time is another opportunity here for Wanderers to apply pressure. They've been doing it very well, but it's not really bothering Paris because they're able to exploit their move that they practice the whole time. From behind the scrum, the number 8 is always at hand to pick up that ball as quickly as it comes. His turn. Is Dean, and actually good shove. Oh my goodness, good shove there from Pirates. But Pirates actually unable to do so. The ball is gone. Been taken an outside setter, beats one. But unfortunately, he stayed on his feet for long enough, missed by the fullback. And certainly this man is busy with Mutusi Malibia. Unfortunately, he just got taken out. I think that opportunity was not well exploited. His left winger didn't follow him, Junior. Tuma has a lot of action. He's only had to defend. Unfortunately, the man has to face that with Mapanga on the other side there. He's had a rough encounters already as we speak in terms of defense, but this time he had a ball in hand but no space to work with. Let's see how Pirates is going to use this one correctly. He's got a 6-man. And unfortunately, that ball is not gone to the right position. It's a scrappy ball, but still gone to Wanderers either way. And then it's there goes the man facing one. Malibia again has been busy. Quick ball is required. Give Patla changes directions. Give it to the big man on the other side who's waiting for Mababolo. Takes it up, but it's a bit high. But then brings it back again to the big man. The inside, Katla takes it up. Settling things down. Gives back Mababolo. Mababolo skip the captain. Keep the number 10 and number. Oh, horrible pass from Long. And certainly that was not ideal. But certainly it was a pressure situation. It's not necessary. Guys getting emotional. And obviously I can understand that why Nong is emotional. He did a bad pass there on his fellow teammate. There's a guy who's actually on the field here. Don't tell me the fullback has left the field already. Sisiko Chekubeni has been replaced here by Cornelius Mtonga, wearing jersey number 24. The fullback, I think, might have actually come off second best there from that run there from the big man, Mpanga. Pirates to feed. Well taken there from the big man. Just give it an pitch one. Certainly, Kibiro. Certainly beat his man so well. Certainly sending him the wrong way. Unfortunately, not protecting the ball out of Mpahlelele. Must have done himself slight harm in that process, trying to tackle Kibiro under that run. Unfortunately, Kibiro unable to protect the ball, falling awkwardly with it as well, popping like a cherry out of his hand. Yeah, no, it's a really stop-start goal situation here for Pirates, something not ideal for them. I think that gives an opportunity to Sheldon Terblanche to also come closer, have a chat with the ref. Something clearly is not happy with him when it comes to scrummaging. And over the great opportunity Harris could say to just clarify it as well. But the man who's really been happening here is that of Mphahlele. If he's not going to continue, I think the Wanderers might be slightly in trouble here. But he's been busy with his inside center Muthusi Malibiye here, who's really been in everything at the moment. And just yet to be rewarded by a try. The way he is playing, I'm sure he'll be getting a try before halftime. But let's see if the fly comes up. My general is ready to go. Nothing Magic Eyes can fix. Let's see the big breather as well, giving it a force, just a little bit of room to make sure that they get going as well. But when it comes to scrummaging, certainly no one is going to be complaining that there was not enough scrums today to play off. Pirates had certainly quite a number of them, but this time they need to make sure that they actually put pressure on Wanderers. Just get it right. Remember having a big man like Dirk Bauer playing against a shocker, Sibabalwe Fenyana. He needs to make sure he goes low as possible, tuck underneath that Terblanche to make sure they become as a unit, to make sure that when they do push forward, that they're pushing the whole pack instead of looking like a good channel one day from a Treasure Eye where the ball is not coming stuck under the feet, but they got advantage. Mphahlele does get it. Mphahlele sends it a run around there. His inside setter gets it again and says Mabile. But that was a move that was probably orchestrated at warm-up, because it didn't look like everyone was on deck in terms of how it should be operating. But they were playing under advantage here. I think Pirates not getting it right when it comes to scrummaging. I think Dirk Bauer is actually walking around and then this time captain is like, no, listen, let's go pulse. 3 pointers, I mean, for all our efforts so far, it's worth to take here. And then obviously the kicker is a guy sitting on the ground, unless they've got a secondary kicker who's going to do that. I think he's still clinching on that injury he might have had earlier. It's out of Mphahlele. But the man is going to go to the post here. It's the inside center, Muthusi Malibiye, who's actually ready now to get going, setting up quickly. I don't know if he's run out of time. Remember, they only got 1 minute now. I hope Mr. Harris could say it's actually timed him already, because that T took quite a time to get on the field. It's a left-footed kicker. Should be a formality, yeah? Not very far from the post, just outside the 22, on the 10-meter line. No, just between the 10 and the 22. Beautiful strike indeed. Unfortunately, power direction, Dololo just missed it completely. That should have been a Saturday. That was an easy kick indeed. Opportunity gone begging there for Wanderers. But they're still in the fight. They're still giving it everything they've got at the moment. The squad is only 12 points here for Pirates, a home team, who certainly think will want more, but they need to clean up on their act when it comes to basic. This ball is not going to go out. Good take care from the inside center. Certainly the man who's got handful does a bit of a goose. Mabile City takes up 1-2. Hey! Says hello to captain, my captain Terblanche. Terblanche come off second base. That pass needs to be quick. Oh! Certainly Temba did enough to just disrupt that whole movement. He's shot out of position. The numbers on the left there is Wanderers. That pass should have been a quick one there from the outside center. Unfortunately, it's not the outside center. It's the placement, the Cornelius Mtonga, who came into the line but his hands were not quick enough. Just got man and ball. Unable to get that ball quick. I'm gonna say the man doing things here is Muthusi Malibia, who's in the thick of things, chasing, catching balls, taking big men out of action. But certainly a man who's enjoying his rugby at the moment. Certainly winning in everything. And obviously Le Klapper. Le Klapper just getting closer to find out what's a hold up, just motivating his front rowers there to make sure that everything is still okay and they're getting closer. And obviously there's an outside center, it's a long way for him to go. The front rower just tying his shoelaces, the big man. Mangana. Remember, a scrum can never take place without a hooker as the most important guy in that engine room. But a good time there to put pressure, and I think Emmanuel Zeden had time to throw it for a while. Is Emma Estrays, and I think needs to work on his channel one himself. They've got a perfect scrum to strike on the left hand side here, and the ball does come out for Ethan. Ethan does send it. Kibiro does a run around with obviously Temba. There's no Temba actually taken up, almost snatched there. Unfortunately, managed to keep good control, bring it back. The big man is Tyrone Brown, takes it up, and obviously needs to clean. A good ball is required. Ethan is waiting for it. Anderson, and actually they don't go to him, just exploiting to the left winger with the fullback, but they've got no cleaners here. And luckily we're playing under advantage, and obviously right winger combined, left, right winger having a nice situation. Mampanga here with the left winger. Laxin Tepe trying to exploit the blind, almost got away with it. But certainly good stuff there from Pirates. The backs expressing themselves, give them ball in hand, looking for work, and certainly a big man. Temba is certainly, if he's going to look for work like that, there's certainly good things they look coming up for Pirates. They've gone full man line out there. Man just slightly walking in Jablani Mtseni, limping a little bit. I think it's a full man. They've got context. One guy contesting in front, and they've got a pod in the middle trying to actually divert situation, trying to see who's going to bowl it. Tyler Brand might be the option, and certainly not him. He goes there to try and Dean gets it, but with a bit of pressure. I think the Wanderers might have actually stolen it. Talk about good contest, fighting for every scrap here. Are they going to run? They're giving a waiting here. He's on the fringes. Malibia doesn't have to get it. But oh, what a kick from the outside center. Certainly did with an example of beautiful kick. Just relieving the pressure there. But Paris is not interested in playing quick. Yeah, the ball has been touched. It certainly can't continue like that as well. Pirates have to actually feed again. That one didn't go well. The ball was taken, not protected in the air. Got smashed and grabbed in the way down in the previous line. And they've gone short, a 5-man option. Middle option is open. There goes the big man, Tyler Brown. Brown gets it. It's an OT ball. Dummy switch. Ooh! Yeah, and I think slightly got it wrong there. The open sider. He went too high. There's Brian Etter. But a little scrum of Hammer actually gets, oh, nice taken. I think the line might have won there. But the touch judge is not saying anything. Oh, no, he actually was not out. I think Hammer Estrays and might have actually forward pass trying to offload in that situation. Obviously trying to keep the ball going. Thing is, loose forwards are not playing the same script he's playing on. The big man cannot keep up with him, but so he needs his loose forwards to be awake, to be alert the whole time. If he does snap, they need to be a little closer. And I think there's no space here on the right-hand side. Certainly that little left shoulder they've been operating with is going to be key. I think Hema Estrays needs to put pressure on his opposite number here, Treasure Ahiwe, who certainly can get an ideal scrum here. But a channel 1 is required. Doug Bauer getting some motivation from the fans, scrumming next to his tight head. That certainly is not helping his effort here because he's the man who's been caught on his own. The ball, oh, no. Mphahlele fell asleep on the wheel. And certainly that ball, I don't know if the quality of the pass was not good. Ethan sends it, skip one to the right winger, inside pass to the left. What a nice 1-2 pass there from the left, and then Laxin certainly brings it back to his man who gave it to him, keeping it alive on the right-hand side, and the force needs to come in. Obviously, pick and goes a man who actually has got the engine of note. Sneteva Mampanga was certainly giving it back to the big man, and Katlehonche comes in like a steaming train. I think at this point in time, the play, oh, Nana Hammer there trying to get his own ball. I think Mphahlele was trying to pull a fast one, slowing a ball down a bit, obviously. Over eager is a little scrum of Hammer. Emma Estres and say, listen, you're wasting my time. I need my ball at the moment. I'm playing under penalty as well. I think they're going to kick out and make sure they actually get a Lannard going again, or 3 pointers. Terry Blanche is thinking about it. I think Mr. Louis Neyman might be coming handy here. Talking about that little situation, they're trying to get a ball, a little scrum off. But have actually unceremoniously dumped Mpahlela there, who was trying to get a bit of hustle. I don't know, Mpahlela actually landed awkwardly. Miss Harris could say is probably just going to have a word. Probably nothing that he wants to actually debate and actually talk about. Let's see what's the case. Yeah, now just calling the captain, say, listen guys, the game is clean. It's very important to make sure we keep it clean. Things have been going well. It can go out of control very quickly if you guys are leading on the field and not controlling your troops. And certainly just getting it clear to the two captains, and the Clapper and Estreisen. I mean, Ter Blanche. Oh, does he change it? Oh no, it seems like he's gonna change it. Yeah, no, certainly he's gonna change it. I think Louis Neyman might have come in very handy here for Wanderers. Clearly that off the ball situation, just over eagerness, just too much aggro from the little scrum half. I mean, sometimes the most aggro people on the field are the scrum halves. He wanted to play quick, they were wasting his time, took the law into his own hands. And obviously the laws doesn't dictate that you do that. You must just be patient. You had a penalty, you were in a great attacking position. And then the Wanderers, I guess, they certainly live to see another day when it comes to that onslaught. Getting out of their half, I mean, they're doing well. 12 points are dropped so far. And I must say it must be considered as a success so far for them. They've been doing very well. Just need to get on the scoreboard to make sure before halftime something to celebrate. They missed an opportunity at the penalty kick. But let's see what they do with this one. I've been jumping across, I've been skewing the line out as well. So which one does the ref choose? Certainly chooses the skew throw. Wanderers unable to capitalize on that one as Babalwe. Mangana, who certainly hasn't had a lot of opportunity, and certainly to waste it like that, it's a travesty. But the man who's not wasting those opportunities is Sheldon Ter Blanche. Their line-out has been pretty good. And they need to get to Tyler Brown and can turn up as quickly as they can to make sure they get some ascendancy again. Beautiful take there from Brian Dean. At the back is wide open, no competition whatsoever. But are they controlling the drive here at the moment? I think Wanderers has got nowhere to be found. Paris needs to keep their composure. Collapse here, it seems like it's illegally done as well. But Mr. D could say is not saying anything. Kibiro dummies one and takes one out. Good ankle tackle there from Mpahlela, and Mpahlela does actually get away. Ethan gives it to the fullback. That what does it do? Oh! He gives Lux a bit of a chase and go in the moment. He does a good job and actually finding his opposite number. Oh, too much of a coat hanger there from Lux and Tsepe, but that ball needed to go in hand. Devon Brown just missed an opportunity here. Needed to give this left wing opportunity to do what he can do. And I'm sure he's not happy with it as well. He said, no man, give me the ball in hand. Don't give me these chase balls. Now I've given a penalty away. I wasn't expecting to defend. I was actually wanted to attack. Another opportunity here for Wanderers to get out of jail. Hopefully this time they use it. Another kick here. Just outside the 22, in between the 10-meter line. Oh, no. Mr. Louis Neyman is big as Seinach. Says no, the ball is just outside the 22 and losing that protection of the 22-meter line. Let's see what Paris can do when it comes to defending as well. They're not interested in covering the front ball. I think Wanderers, if they're smart, they must just go up in the middle and give Mr. Zulu an opportunity to get an easy ball. Because they're only covering the front. Yeah? They're not covering the front, the Pirates. They're already covering the middle. Worried what's happening in the middle there. I think Mr. Zulu has got a good chance, and Gobert said, just go. Quick ball to the front. Get a ball. There we go. And it doesn't, they actually want to get one at the back. Unfortunately, talking about putting pressure on the hooker. It's unfortunate. I think Mrs. Sibabalo Mangana must actually have a word with his line-out expert. Line-out captain said, listen, my guy, make it easy for me. The free ball was here. front ball was so easy for me to throw. It was open, and you chose not to go there. Goes for the most difficult one at the back, and it was skew. And there's probably a third one that goes skew for today for Mr. Mangana, which is actually not a nice thing for him. It's one of those things that first phase he actually lives off. Is his core job, is his scrummaging and the line-outs, and those are not going to to plan at the moment, and actually putting pressure on already a strenuous situation. Let's see if Mr. Dagbauer is going to actually sustain the situation and put pressure. I think this time he's scrumming on the ribs of his opposite number. That ball is not channel one. I think they've done enough, but the ref feels like the scrum has gone up. I think here, Mr. Wanderers need to really have a word. The channel one is what they need. They're staying strong enough, but unfortunately not long enough. If the ball is stuck between the locks, that ball is putting pressure on the tight edge here. Fenyano is doing very well. He's actually very lucky. Dagbauer is scrumming on his side instead of targeting his chest. His mid-drift actually in the middle there, coming in and getting lower. I think obviously it's a tough job there for Dagbauer to get under a guy who's probably half his size in terms of height, to get underneath him, but he's done a good job. I'm sure he's going to have a very stiff neck by tomorrow, Mr. Dagbauer. But obviously scrumming under the arm as well does save your neck a bit from time to time. Now another opportunity here. Bind, set, just patience. The intent is good, the scrum is good there from Bauer, and setting turnover scrum is in hand. First decent scrum there from Pirates in terms of contesting. It's been actually waiting in the trenches. Just the timing was required and everyone working in sync. The V8 kicked in right time. They're waiting for the ball to come in. And certainly a happy man here is Dagbauer. He's been penalized once for running around a couple of times, and a couple of times just not getting it right. I think this time he got it perfectly right and actually in sync with Terry Blanche and Majola, and actually isolated the whole front row of Wanderers and actually putting him under pressure. And a man who's actually struggling with the after effects of that is definitely the man on the right-hand side, Fenyane, who's been in the thick of things. He was steamrolled there, turned inside out, upside down. I'm sure he might have been seeing some stars as well in that process, because all he could see is a V8, 16 stars trampling over him, over that rock. What a scrum there from Pirates. I wonder if they're not going to take the 3 points and just solidify that point, put the scoreboard as well before halftime, because we'll probably be there in no time as well. We're a couple of minutes over half already. There's been a couple of injuries. Obviously, ref playing on his clock. Needs to make sure. I think Mr. Del Branch might just decide to get more here. Ethan is having a word. Ethan Anderson is having a word with the ref if there's time. Or should I just go for 3 points? Well, it's a penalty. If you kick it out, you're still allowed to actually go for that line out. And I think that's the intention of Pirates. The guys are actually slowly walking towards that way. And a full line out is what the doctor ordered Captain Ter Blanche. And he wants to simplify things, get a line out, get a set, and certainly get another 5-pointer, and if not 7. But by the look of things, and I think they've got a better chance of scoring with the forwards here instead of sending to the backs. But they've got a dangerous man. It's Natemba Mapanga on the right-hand side, but getting the ball to him as quickly as possible is another story. First things first, we need to get his line out first. Well taken there, but a big man. He's been a go-to man most of the time, Brian Dean. The setup must be good, needs to protect the ball. Does someone have the ball, hands on the ball there? I think Mr. Liam Nell might have had it. Illegal entry there for Wanderers. Is that ball gonna go cross kick to the right winger? Does he have time? Well taken there from the Wanderers, Netemba. Chicken wing, and certainly playing the ball on the ground. The ref actually lets it go. Ethan Anderson says, no, I cannot let go. You need to get on your feet first, Mr. Netemba Mapanga, to play that ball. But the idea was good, the cross kick, but just not been perfect. Needed to do a bit higher, giving some time to run into it as well. But that was more advantageous for the left winger, Junior Tsuma there, who actually got infringing there as quickly as he could. They're going to tap and go. Or they go for another line out. I think the Captain Ter Blanche, I think, is ready for a tap and go this one. Let's see what do they come up with. The first guy to get it here is Majola. Majola hasn't had a ball in his hand. Obviously, big man Katlak on chair as well is an option. It does take speed, so on step one, runs around. They need to recall here. Majola cleans But the ball needs to come out very quickly, but it's not very quick. Again, intervention. They're not waiting for anyone there. The try is given. Is it Hammer himself? He's been begging. He's been looking for those opportunities. The little scrum off. And certainly what a time to get going as well. And obviously he's a man who's been in the thick of things. They're getting a lot of ball to play with Hammer. Hammer Estreisen. Certainly pounding like a little 5-pound hammer there. Getting his phone, ducking, diving under the big man is probably the easiest thing for him to do as well. I think Pirates here would go in halftime, certainly breathing a bit easier. That scoreboard in obviously getting in over the 20s. No, actually not yet. Just hammering the 20-point line. Depends on Mr. Ethinia. Is he going to add that 2-point complement? He had a few ones just 5 meters from that one inward a bit. But this time I think it's got a bit of a resistance as well of wind. Slightly pushing here against him. Let me test the wind for the guy. Yeah, and there's nothing to talk of. He was banking on the wind and the wind doesn't come to effect. And actually doesn't pay, and I think it's going to be 17 points. It's going to be 17 points. It's not halftime yet? It should be halftime. Yeah, and certainly Paris just making sure that they end up with the... Locals here are going to be treated to something quite nice. Kick for a case. Hopefully the person who's going to kick is also someone who can enjoy a bit of castle. I hope even the person who's going to kick here is going to be on the over age of 18, as it's not legal for youngsters to be getting a case unless you're going to be kicking for your parents. Got a couple of guys there. One guy's had a bit of a warm-up. He's going to be doing a flat footer as well. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting here. And on the sevens, the guys are usually doing this at ease. We've got some good kickers there lining up. I must say, these guys are keen to get this case. Nice initiative there from Kaselaga. Certainly a man who knows how to entertain the crowd, how to get entertained as well. Obviously making sure everyone is entertained. I mean, they've been involved in sport for over 127 years in South Africa. Certainly they know exactly how to please the people. And obviously community involvement as well as part of the endeavor to make sure everyone is here enjoying responsibly. Let's see now, it's actually who's the lucky kicker here, but everyone is like keen to go. I think they might have a little youngster as well. They're having a go, but he's definitely going to be working for his parents, that little guy. He probably cannot even touch the case for that matter. It'll be too heavy for him to pick up, but I'm sure they must just give him more a chance. I mean, he can't be kicking from the 22. First guy, I think the warm-up run was actually decent. I think this time, is he still warm-up? Or that was his chance. I think, unfortunately, he should have kept it on his lucky first strike. Number 2, what a strike. Oh, slightly to the left. The man with the rugby jersey as well. Certainly he's going to show them how it's done. Oh, beautiful. These guys are all missing. There's a gentleman wearing his Levi's there with no shoes whatsoever. Let's see what he can do. Oh! That's a goal. Pirates is playing a bit later. The soccer team indeed. Let's see another guy having a go. My goodness. Now all of a sudden there's a bit of pressure. Everyone is doing a lot of damtiriris. Soccer balls there. Guys, we need a rugby ball on the field. I think just because no one has actually managed to get it over, they're going to have a go again. Oh, and that is one guy. I think everyone who's had a chance here, I think it's in the backline or a lock. But this guy looked like he's played in the front row before. And certainly starting up, looking up at that corner. I think if he gets it over now, it can matter as well. Oh, look at that strike. But these guys have got no direction whatsoever. I think everyone is going to have another go again. My goodness. I mean, the freebies that I had before, they were just striking them easy at will. And all of a sudden, now they're going a bit further. So clearly they're too close. No one can get it in. Let's get it a bit further. From the 22 is not good enough. Maybe we need a bit of more width. Yeah, good luck to them. I think that case might be going back to the brewery. Oh! Is that over? I think he might have got it just under the crossbar. Let's see what happens on this one. Second. Oh, this is a beautiful strike. To the right. No, these guys don't want this beer.
Sorry.
Let's see what this man does again. Beautiful strike. Is it over? Wow. Kasalaga must take back their beer. Give it to the spectators. These boys don't know how to kick. Maybe it's our turn to actually go there and just have a go. You know? I think if anything to go by, the game might have to restart before they actually come back. Because they don't get this one going. Let's say it's a go. Beautiful strike. Does it go long enough? Oh! Hitting the upright. This is probably the closest we've seen so far. My goodness, I think the youngster next to the Kasalaga thinking with the Paris jersey might be given a chance just 5 meters from that. He probably has got a better chance. This man has had a couple of close attempts. Let's see what he does now. He's got the power, the height, but no direction. This one is the closest so far. That is beautiful. Yes, certainly the man has the close. He hit the crossbar. He's certainly going straight to the hole 24 today. And hopefully he's the correct age. He looks short. Probably I'm sure his ID is going to be at hand as well to see if he can handle that. Well done to those spectators. I hope they enjoy their beverage as well. Good initiative from Kasalaga. Enjoying the festivities here as the locals. Everyone got something in their hand here, just enjoying that opportunity. Something hot, something cold. Sure, something brewing up behind us as well. There's some sweeties there as well. Some healthy stuff as well for those vegans who are looking to nibble on something that is good for the health. Obviously, the team is ready. The Mirrorless Wanderers getting to go again. Welcome back, folks. I had my oranges as well, a bit of beverage, clear the throat a bit, and obviously Wanderers been ready. They were just waiting Mr. Hardes. Clearly that first half was a bit of a marathon. and everything to go by. Certainly, second half is going to be a breeze. As Mr. Patlela is getting ready to restart. The man who's been getting a lot of ball there is Liam Nell. It's actually his favorite position. Is he still there? Yeah, certainly does go deep, but it goes there to Ethan Anderson. Anderson goes direct. The practitioner of the to do what a kick it is indeed. But that ball can actually be quickly thrown in, but I think the fullback was awake. Devon Brower making sure just compliment that beautiful exit from Pirates. An early good start there for Pirates. Now next thing is to contest in that line out. Does Wanderers have something up their sleeve here to come with? I mean, the guy who's been busy, Mutusi Malibia, he's been a handful. He's been busy with Patlela getting action going here. With captain obviously controlling proceedings from behind. He's been looking good with ball in hand, but he just need to control when it comes to scrummaging. And the pressure started telling here before the end of the first half. Hopefully those oranges have become something healthy or something to help with a good contest there from Katlakon Check, come up with the goods. And obviously taken there, getting Browning as she dummy run. Ethan gives it away. Taking it up in the middle, there comes the Ethan again, gives it to obviously dummy run and the outside center key. Switch pass there with the big right winger. Beats one, beats two, keeps alive. Unfortunately, under pressure is the inside center, outside center, Keegan Laulu. And actually was actually unkind pass from his right winger, Sned Temperman. But Pangande certainly didn't really need to throw that ball. Just a bit of patience was required to recycle and get going again. Look like we got some reinforcements already. And Rina Sabota is on, replacing I think the little Liam Nell. And the tight head is also on the field here, replacing Majola. Is Cameron Trollope. Certainly those guys are fresh. Some fresh legs to add some value to the team. Let's see how he's going to do now in terms of contesting here. But all that's required is the left shoulder and basically a second shove, scrum off the ball. They can even scrum the under up the line here. Let's see if Treasure Mahiwa is going to be smart this time. Give a channel one. But I think the tables are turned. And Luvuyo Ludem Vangedi here, he's actually got the same situation as on the other side there with Dirk Bauer. He's come against a really short tight head. And obviously it seems like the day is going to be long unless he controls the binding and actually force him up, making his life a bit easier. There they see the number 18 here is a nice stocky number 18, a big Trollope here. Cameron Trollope was actually well settled there to actually make sure his job is to actually put pressure, take Vangeli low and force him to get into the hooker there in the Mangana. That the bind is not controlled there by Ludwe. And certainly it means the tight head is going to scrum into the hooker, and it does a good job. The ball is not channel one. Oh yes, I think Mr. Kutsia saw him coming. The little tight head literally went straight in there. He should have actually hit his opposite number and Vangeli first before he could attack the hooker. Mangana actually was in a perfect position, but it actually all happened right in front of Mr. Harris Kutsia. Big Dimbu is scrumming inwards there. But goes a beautiful kick. Beautiful take. Our spectators are certainly awake as well. No one has lost any step or anything. It's going to be a 6-man line-out, 5-man line-out. Zulu and Gobese here need to make a plan. What are they going to do? Oh, yes, the line actually gone pear-shaped. It's gone skew again. Yeah, it's been really going terrible for the Ben in the middle here. Sibabalo Mangane is not even keen to go into the scrum anymore, because that ball was so skew. I think Terry Blanche is like, no, I'm not interested in a scrum. Now lineouts are not as bad. It's a 4-man line out. I think they were not in. The ref says, no, you cannot walk in and jump. Let's settle in 5-man option again. They've got an option in the middle. The replacement might be the man to go to Rinus Botma. And certainly he does, but unfortunately not holding on to the ball. A slight knock on there. The ball was right through his hands. Certainly not the captain's fault there. Might have closed his eyes just before collecting that ball is Rinus Botma, the 34-year-old. Clearly been around the block. Those are elementary errors that he's not even probably accustomed to making. He's got a lot of balls in his life. And that was probably just a bit of rust. Maybe he's didn't handle a couple of balls to make sure he gets going early. But there's one area that they actually licking their laps. It's a scrumming time now. Let's see if Mr. Cameron Thorpe is going to actually... The ref is not on his side now, so he can actually do what he tried to do earlier. Hit and score into the hooker to assist Mr. Bauer on the left-hand side. A good scrum there from Wanderers. They're actually going forward, but they're not getting that channel on right. That ball has literally been left in the middle of the hooker's legs, and he kicks it. And I think someone is actually injured himself in the process here, which is unfortunate. Yeah, I think Treasure Aiwa, they needs to get it right. That channel 1 needs to come in. The hooker doesn't even have to hook it. Put it straight into the number 8 and get that ball going. And that was actually one of the better scrums they've had so far is Wanderers. But then I think the hooker as well, I don't know if maybe is requesting a bit of relief as well, because the lineouts have been a bit terrible for him. Let's see this instance now. He's going to actually get going. He's complaining about his neck, and that's probably not a good sign for a hooker. His neck is the most important thing that he needs to work with. Magic Ice, nothing Magic Ice can fix. Even the big man is able to turn and wiggle it a bit as well to make sure this time they get going again. Doug Bauer is sensing that, listen, this man is injured. Probably might not giving his 100% at this point in time, but certainly, if anything, the engine room of Wanderers scrummaging is in good nick in the likes of Zulu and Gobese. They're anchoring up, making sure those guys are not going backwards. They can go up, they can go down, but they're not reversing here. Let's see if Perez is going to exploit here. The channel 1 ball has been a big problem, and I think this time it's good. It's going to be a quick ball, but getting him to dig in his little scrum up. He does get it to his captain. Captain just going a bit upright, a bit held up by Kibidon Ethan. And I think that if it's going to be a maul, that ball is not going to come out. Captain is guilty for running too upright here in Litlapa. And certainly it's going to be Paris' ball if that ball goes down. Good defending here, good defense there from the Ethan and Aiden Kibidon. A double tag team. Making sure there's a Tebogo Litlapa doesn't get anything going here. Unfortunately, he also went up right into a cul-de-sac, and that cul-de-sac locked him up, held him up. Reinforcements were not quick enough to push him and keep going. Another breakdown here. The man was actually needing attention. Looks like it's Tabulani Mcheni. I think his boots need reinforcements, probably slightly falling off. His non-bright boots. Obviously, when it comes pushing, sometimes they tend to slip out. He's just making sure they don't come off. Someone is also being replaced here. Let's see who is it this time. Yeah, no, he's settling his head is off. Katla Konche. He's been replaced by Kevin Durant. He's also just coming on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side is Kevin Durant. So certainly it's going to be reinforcement on the right side of the scrum, as they certainly do need the right shoulder this instance. Let's see. The Man City's come on, he's been defending this, but let's see what he can do on his own ball. Setting up nice and low is Cameron Trollope. Trollope needs to be careful not to be pulled into that trap of Lude trying to actually bind high so that he doesn't have to work hard to actually get that man off the ground himself. So he mustn't fall into that trap. He needs to be very smart about it, because he's short, and actually if he goes high, it means he's playing away from his advantage. Certainly ideal is setting up is perfect, is anchoring up with his inside leg. Straightening up as well, trying to actually get him Vangeli. Let's see if Vangeli can match the height. Beautiful bind indeed. Let's see the hit. Set is on. He's sinking that anchor. Ooh, that went down. Obviously, it's on the right hand side. Fullback gives it, doesn't give. He needs to be protected. Obviously, the captain there actually got his hands in, but actually unable to get that ball. The replacement that comes in there. Yes, Durant is taking it up a few meters. And unfortunately, the ball not held. He can continue again. Hammer actually gets it on again. And Terra Blanche has a tap on to the replacement. Trollop was caught, found wanting. He's a short man, but went in too high there. But Hammer comes to the right hand side. Nice pass there. And obviously the man couldn't release him, Cheney. I think he also might be in trouble of being held up, but he did manage to get down. Ahmed Estrays and gives it back to the replacement. Durant goes up a bit upright as well, but just bit one. Ahmed gives it again to his fly half and just get to Kibiro. Give it to the left winger. Horrible pass. Even a soccer trained left winger Laxin Tsepe couldn't control that ball. It was dropping at his feet. He could have knocked it on. And I think it might have been considered actually, no, it actually went out. That's how bad it was. They passed it literally to the touchdown on the other side. And certainly a giveaway here. Kupiro just over-exhibiting, over-emphasizing his passing technique, not getting it right. And I think a man who's certainly in trouble is Sibabalwa. Mangana has been in the thick of things. Maybe there's no replacement. Remember, Wanderers also, this man can play lucid, he can play tighted as well. I wonder if he's gotten a replacement because he's been complaining that neck is not getting any better. Certainly he's going to be replaced now. And Jared Michilo is going to actually have to come on and give him a break. And certainly the man who's the thing is actually not been that great in the lineout. But when it comes to scrummaging, he's been good. But unfortunately, I think that's, according to him, is head enough. Let's see if Jared Michilo is going to fix the line-out situation at this point in time. There's one area that's really has not been going good for Wanderers. I must say, I'm actually pretty impressed. The coach did say during the week they've had a good week, and they knew they were playing a very good team here today, but I think they stood up very well. That scoreboard's really a reflection of the situation here, forcing Pirates into submission somehow. Good take there, beautiful take, unfortunately not controlling it in the air, but does come away with his eater. But the ball is stuck in the middle. I think the offside line, I think taking the man in the air, unfortunately taking before he hit the ground. Bryce Etten, certainly that change must have been well welcome. Mishilo getting his man at this instance, and Matlap out of Mpahlela and having the opportunity. He hasn't probably had a touchable this half. And certainly a beautiful kick there. Oh, got some extras on top of that ball, and they're going to have a line out inside the 22 of Pirates Rugby Club. And then this point in time with the line out looking like it does, I think they have to call that one deja vu. That was a beautiful clean line out. I think Pirates might be very nervous in trying to contest this one because they know if they get it wrong, they might be in trouble. And by the look of things, how things are standing now, looking at the guy's body language in Bodma, and obviously Kevin as well, they're not looking like they're going to jump, but they want to make sure they stop the drive. Let's see what they do this time. And the settling goes again. Oh, not again. Give a hammer a ball and Settling is going to punish you. Overthrow there from the replacement Jata. But I think these guys are not waiting for Terra Blanche, actually practicing to see how it feels like to play on the wing. But he recycles very actually, I think, slightly offside there. Hammer Estrays and does take an advantage. Is ref going to give him the full advantage of him being disrupted? But it has unfortunately just tapped it on. There's a little scrum of Hammer Estrays, and I think he should have milled it for all it's worth because he was actually disrupted there by defender, got the timing wrong. And certainly brushed himself after that distance and does a sort of a vur chip kick, box kicks, hair slash. I'm not sure what it was, but he almost got it back, unfortunately unable to do so. But he's a man who can actually exploit these things because the tire that the big man gets, it seems like on channel 1 and 2, the gaps are opening up nicely for him. He just needs to wait his time, not rush everything. not snatch at everything. Those opportunities will certainly be coming in leaps and bounds. But there's to get a scrum here as well. I think there's one area now with a new guy. His misses his first line out, John Michelo. But let's see how he can handle the heat in the scrum, because the man has done well. Mangan has done well in the scrum. They've been doing very well with him Fenyane, the 33-year-old there. But obviously now it's going to be very important with reinforcement, with the changes. Sometimes can be positive, sometimes can actually be on the opposite side of things. Let's see now how the new man is going to hold up. Is he going to ask for channel one? Is he going to hook? Obviously, Treasure Ahiwe here. He does get channel one, a beautiful one as well. Every fluff does a put inside out the inside center. Gets at the time is one, but it doesn't pass. Kibido wraps him up with his outside center and certainly did a good job. His players are trying to pull him down by all means possible. The poor man comes away with the ball. Is Mcheni, like an open setter, will do, smelling the ball as well. Done a long pass, nice tap on there from the left wing. Now looking for work on the right side. Coming on the right side is Brian Dean. Unfortunately, he was caught. I think these men are still caught offside. And on 10, is they going to play advantage? They didn't hammer Estreisen. Got as much as he could. Then Charblant has a tap on there, a beautiful tap on from the big man. You can see his experience. He doesn't overexert himself. Ethan Edison does get it. Does he give Kiburo dummies and goes himself? Brings in the fullback here to come assist Devon Bauer. They're looking after the ball this time, and over the right winger says, no, I don't want it. Give the big man again. They can just keep their composure here. Dummy does go, the replacement, Rinus Bodma. And the dummy is nobody, but keeps the ball, gets the momentum. Anderson waits for it. Skip past, going to the outside. And the man, it's a slight high tackle. Mcheni get hooked, but he makes sure he stays on his feet long enough. Takes a few men with him as well. Good work there from the open side of Tablani. Mcheni, but I think unfortunately he might have done a double roll, or a cleaner came in from the side here, which is unfortunate. The opportunity got missed. And what an opportunity. Thing obviously might have been well done by Harris. Missed a slight high tackle on him, Jabulani Mcheni, but did well either way. I think Wanderers certainly will welcome this opportunity to have a bit of a breather. They've been under the coach for the longest of time here, but they don't kick it out. Another soccer skill level there from Lux. He does give it to his fullback. The fullback is going to run up. Does he pass? He doesn't pass. He gets hit from behind. Ooh, smacked. Hema goes back to the blind to Anderson. Anderson gives it. Oh, nice pass. They give it to Lux. Lux is going to go himself. Oh, my goodness. My goodness, Terreblans. Now he's setting the fish like a winger. And obviously showing a bit of brute as well. Showing his opposite number. Say, youngster, I've been here for a long time. Don't come play around there. They don't call me 37-year-old for nothing. And certainly quick enough as well. I mean, the way Lux came in there was beautiful. He's the one who put the speed on that ball. Beautiful pass from his fly as well. Ethan Anderson actually pin perfect. And as the captain, my captain, he just had to do the right thing. Make sure he just scores. Wanted to come closer as well. Let's see if this kick, I think, should be a formality as well. I mean, he had one earlier from this side of the field where he actually slotted it over. Don't want to jinx the man. Let me give him a break to see what Mr. Anderson is going to say. But I think he man actually can slot this one. 3 tries, I think they have 4th one at the moment. And the kicking has not been the brightest today. With 2 conversions. No, actually 1 conversion. This one is successful. Well, it is 2 now. Yeah, and certainly things looking up for Pirates. Someone might have still, I think the flyer actually might have been out of Mpahlela. Didn't get up from a tackle situation there. It's been, no, it's not him. Mpahlela is on his feet. He's actually the one going closer to the action there. There's a player there that seems to be in some serious agony, being attended to by medic. But he's still lying down. I think the ref has to wait and see what happens. Both Aaron Hardes and Louis Neyman have come closer to attend the situation, see what's happening. Medic just making sure the play is okay. Remember, box smart is very important, that everyone's health on the field has been looked after. Because you don't want any serious injuries in this situation like that. This is a community sport. Want to keep everyone on the field as much as possible. But this one looks serious because they're really attending to him attentively. And some reinforcements coming in as well. I just need to get my head around. No. The man wearing jersey number 2, Cornelius Mtonga, has finished. That's it, he's had enough. He's not going any further. He's going to be replaced by jersey 21. It's Fiso Ndlovu, who's going to be playing at fullback. And the left winger here has also been replaced. Junior Ntsuma has been replaced by a numberless person. I would assume it's actually Linda, Sitle Linda. Probably forgot his jersey at home, had to borrow a jersey from someone. Or that's a practice jersey, but luckily for him, he's the only one without a number. No, Ntsuma's still on the field. And Ntsuma's probably might have moved in closer. Yeah, I need to check my numbers here and see what's happening. Tsepoli Club is actually going to be the kicking now. I think the flag is off, so the captain is going to be playing 10. And the left winger moves in to outside center, giving space there for the replacement. Olinda Ndlovu. Actually a very good restart there from captain. Just that is deep enough to make sure that they actually get inside the 22. Pirates have got a protection of the 22 as well. Let's see what's happening this time. It's going to be 5 men. I think the scrum is just double checking if the numbers are correct. Wanderers actually got a chance to feed here. They're going to go quick. They're going back. I think the ball is taken, well stolen there by the number 8. Brian Dean has not really been looked after, got away with it as well. Quick take there, recycling, making sure they get a better angle. Ethan getting ready. I think he wants to run this time, and that ball doesn't go around. Ethan sends it. Oh! The replacement. His hand must be very cold. Duncan Delport. A baptism of fire, just snatching at that ball as he is about to actually get his first of getting opportunity to run out of his 22. But they still got it, and they got it again, and a good pass there, unfortunately unable to complete it. The thing is, Ethan was trying to exploit the blind there, Ethan Anderson, but almost got away with it. I think we've got another line-out opportunity they have to take from the... But their contesting has been good. I think Wanderers line-out has been really a shambles. They've only had one good line-out so far, and the rest has either been short, been skewed, or simply just not being accurate when it comes to that first phase. Let's see what do they do now. The replacement chart, another missed opportunity. Michelo, this time well contested. Big number 8 decided not to actually take it up. Nice pass through the hands. I give the right winger the ball with the front foot. He's the man who's actually very quick. Similar Tembamak. Oh, he's not going to be stopped this close to the line. Certainly not. Certainly getting man with him as well. Sned Temba. But that is a compliment. That's what you do with a turnover ball. Let it go through the hands. Everyone had a hand in there. Actually starting with that man, Brian Dean, who certainly wanted to make sure that I'm not going to go die with this one. And what a strike there from the right wing. And what opportunity to get as well. Front football, cross defense came there in all sorts of angles. But unfortunately, a little too late there for the big man. It's going to be a mission impossible to get. Yeah, to get that try. And certainly it packs a serious power surge, but certainly he's not lacking in the spitting department as well. A big man as not Temba. Mapaka certainly stretching his legs there. What a great opportunity. He had a fullback on his outside to use. Devon Brower certainly there was actually there just in case it doesn't complete. Let's see if Ethan is going to add that complement of 2 points as well. Yes. Over? No. I think it came back too late. Unfortunately, that curl is not at the right time. But what a good effort after all. It was a good kick there from Ethan Anderson. But listen, if he can score tries, who needs kicking? Easy for me to say. You're certainly a man. They're scoring tries. The coach is happy. The fact that they're scoring tries, they're keeping a clean sheet so far, which I think is something he's going to be happy with as well. They've able to deny Wanderers those opportunities in the first half. They couldn't convert those loose balls, those opportunities that they had. They couldn't convert. Now they have to chase Mount Everest, which is going to be mission impossible here. Let's see how this kickoff is going to be again. Nice hanging ball there for the replacement. Well met is Enriquez Botma, but made sure he controlled his ball. Good chase on that ball as well. I think some reinforcement as well. Katlejo Matebula is also on the field. But now it's getting bad at the moment because now I think Perez has just got a second lease of life. Kibiro gets a ball with the front foot. And this in time, just keeping his head, giving it back to Botma. Botma obviously tracking in on the inside. But Botma not protecting his ball there. I think he was smash and grab, but the smash and grabber was unable to control that ball after stealing it out of Rinus Botman there. But this is beautiful stuff to see from Pirates, stretching their legs, having the confidence now to run from every position. Now having to have that first phase to play from. High fives all around, obviously encouragement at the same time. Man who's been busy today, Brian Dean. He's been in the thick of things. He's certainly been showing an array of skills. But I think the scrum half has also been swapped. Wesley Flanagan has actually come to the fray now. I think Hammer might have been given a break, which has had a good game as well. The 21 to 28-year-old who plays by the 34-year-old. Beautiful play to Ethan in front of Anderson. Takes it, but it does give it nicely to the fullback. A bit of a poor pass, but does good is the left wing, and the replacement actually just got on Obranco. Controls a one-handed catch. Ethan Dasky. Oh, what's the penalty? Should be a penalty, but he got in between, but they still got the ball. The left winger operating on the left winger is there, Mapagna, but he gets it again. The ball is gone. Oh my goodness. The 34-year-old is looking for support. He does get the support, the likes of Botma. Botma has support. The ball is there again, and there's Kibiro. Kibiro's got a chance of scoring and try himself here. I think he got struck there, but highly done so. But the ball is still alive, bringing back the big men, getting closer to the action. And beautiful work there. I think it's an open sider. He's actually been busy as well. Jabulani Mcheni getting his 5-pointer as well. And beautiful effort. Then obviously this time they just loosen the shackles and they're just giving an opportunity, loosening up the game as much as they can. I think in the beginning they were a bit nervous. They probably know Wanderers is better at this game, but now they've got no numbers. They are tired. They've got a confidence. They're scoring their 6th try at the moment. And actually it's a frenzy. And Wanderers' only thing they're getting now is just injury after injury after injury, which is probably something the coach, certainly Guy Coutts, is certainly not happy about. I mean, he's been talking about how good his week was this week, how players were actually chuffed out, they were focused. Probably the best week he's had all season in terms of build up towards the game. And certainly they do look like part in the beginning of this match. But as they say, sometimes you don't take your opportunities in rugby, you come back to rue those opportunities. But Pirates is certainly had a second lease of life. Oh, beautiful conversion by Ethan Anderson, just adding those 2 pointers there as well. And things are certainly starting to trickle over a bit now nicely for here for Pirates, and certainly the confidence oozing as well. And now they're not even scared to play from every position of the field. If that kick chase is not going to be power, and everyone is going to up, and actually if it's going to be have guys waiting at the back expecting a kickback, it's not coming. As a big man actually getting ready here, I think Durant is also getting ready to recede, but he's got no cover. I think the big man has come to the right hand side again to come cover behind the big man. Snetemba and Paco's also had a very good game, and he's at a brace today. I'm sure we probably want to have something else as well there. Now changing directions, the captain going to the open side on the right hand side there. But the problem is now going to danger zone. He's got guys who are ready to run there. Hey! Defender number 16 was not counted there, but the replacement in Judd Branco was tippy-toeing, unfortunately not quick enough. But he certainly beat his man fair and square, but he couldn't beat the 16th defender, which is a touchline. When certainly here these guys are ready to run, they're not going to kick anything now. If anything to go by, I think the next kick-off happens, the whole Wanderers team needs to chase to make sure they have a defensive line close enough, but they've got a line out now, they have to take a chance. It's been rough. Are they going to get this one? Is Durant going to compete? And certainly the contest is on, and certainly Tyler Brown comes up with the goods. Just does enough to actually disrupt, and certainly another telltale sign there that things are really not good when it comes to that first phase there. When it comes to Wanderers, I think a lot of practice is required to make sure that they actually get going. Scrumming time here, I think they need a right shoulder here, but a left shoulder would probably be welcome as well. It actually be very interesting, because if you look at it, they've got no one defending the left. The scrum of the 34-year-old can decide to just snap himself. I think he might have a bit of a thing or two, because the scrum half will only be worried about covering the inside of the fly-half, which at this instance running at 5 is the captain Tebogo Letlapa. Channel 1 early scrum there from Wanderers. They might be in trouble for Tepper. A short arm, they need to be careful here. Yeah, the man who's actually come on there. Listen, wearing jersey number 23 is Cornelius Mtonga. The numberless guy is mysterious here to me. Unfortunately, I cannot help his endeavor here. He's got no number. He might have been a late replacement here. Obviously, looking how the guys are falling apart. Guys scouts had to pull guys from everywhere. That's still on the field, that's still around. Could have been coming from the third team to come and assist. Let's see if this is if it's going to be Channel 1. Needs to be careful here, Mr. Cornelius Mtonga. Not to scrum too early. He needs to wait for that ball to come in. The timing has to be right. Channel 1 is good. The ball is good. The scrum is solid. Anderson gets it. Kibido does a run around. A beautiful run around. Brings it back. The Devon Brow gives him early. Obviously decent. Oh, Kibido Brow actually well done. And obviously like it is like an open side I should do. Get there to assist the outside backs. It does there. Is Mcheni. Actually got the Jabulani Mcheni, who got the early enough to actually assist the 34, gives it back to Anderson. Obviously, oh, nice, beautiful hands there from Terre Blanche. And obviously the replacement, the Duncan Delpro tucked it in too early. But it doesn't matter. He's going to have to finish the job as well. I think it's also the replacement. Man needs to just need to not to be shy to show me his number. Keeping the ball alive there. I think it's also the replacement. Yeah, I'm tracking him down. I said a beautiful move there, obviously. This scoreboard is just getting out of hand here. Paris continuing again. Now, certainly I'll get to his number now. Unfortunately, I'm able to do so. The man just catching big ones there because he had to chase. No, it's actually Kibido. It's the inside center. How can I miss it? The man who basically started the whole thing with the Ethan in the middle, with the whole run around blind pass that stuck like glue, which was well orchestrated. I mean, this man probably will not forgive me for actually making that terrible error. But I think the conversion here could be a compliment as well. Sorry, Mr. Kibido. Aiden Kibido, the inside center. Unable to convert that one. Yeah, no, certainly the tries are raining. This time we're on the 7th try at the moment. Certainly just a frenzy here. Champagne rugby from Pirates. And talking about 2 halves of a rugby match. And I think the only half that Wanderers were here was the first half, and they didn't get any point whatsoever for it. And I doubt they're going to be getting any points with the kind of mood that Pirates is actually at the moment in the second half. Guys like a Terre Blanche having silky hands, soft hands, passing like you know, backline players in those backline moves, certainly looking smooth. Now changing angle as well as Klapper going right and that's talking about, oh, pin perfect. Just over the 10-meter line. Ooh! He's certainly not going to beat me twice. Goes back there with vengeance. The Klapper not passing to anybody, but he's got now reinforcements. The Itzantete coming to assist him as much as he could, but he's been hunted down. Malibiye has been hunted down, tackled backwards as well. Good counteract there, but unfortunately might have come from the side and the Klapper taps and goes himself. But I wonder if it does have reinforcements. Remember, you can run as quickly as you like, but the ball has been stolen. Certainly that's a danger now that you have. That ball needs to go, and then obviously the Bloods realized that defense was actually closing from the outside. He said, listen, let's consolidate. Now again, Ethan Anderson has got a man numbers on the right, and the fullback gets it. Does he straighten and give? Oh, dummy. Overran there by his full right winger, but he did a good job. Got up quickly and picked up the ball. The 34-year-old picks it up quickly and comes again. The replacement, and certainly the thing is like frantic at the moment, yeah. Flanagan actually had to now be on the ball as quickly as he can, as we talk again. That's another horrible pass from the replacement scrum half. But Cupid was taking his time, but maybe that's why he was taking his time, was buying time, and actually breaks the line. And actually 1, 2, 3 men beating, getting everyone back into the fray of things there. Force coming in, Anderson comes in and dummies and actually keeps the ball, tucks it in. And it is one player to actually give the ball to now. There's got no support, and certainly the captain just got over the ball, unfortunately able to steal it. I think Wanderers might actually turn it over. Well done there to Letlapa, who actually did very well. On Letlapa gets up with the ball as well. It's the inside center. He's got one to beat. Does he have the wheels? Show me your number. And certainly he's playing with the man. Oh, what a defensive effort there from the right winger. Listen, Snetemba, my partner. Oh my goodness. But actually brilliantly done from the inside center. Malibi and sending in the right winger, Tsepo Nong, to actually go over. A solid try in the second half. And what a way. Sometimes it's good. It never, rather late than never. And this instance, that was a beautiful rugby they displayed there from the Itsan Center, playing around with the right winger from Pirates. Snetemba Mapanga did very well in controlling that situation. Unfortunately, he couldn't do it on his own. And his obviously number sake on the other side was ready to pounce on that offload from the inside center. Beautiful rugby indeed. Yeah, Settle's been a handful here. Nice to see, actually. I think I've jinxed them in the correct way, but I thought they might not get over the try line. And certainly they just proved me wrong here. Wanderers, listen, rugby is not spoken. Rugby is acted on, and certainly now what a way to act from Wanderers, and certainly shutting me down. Say, listen, Baba, eat your words. And certainly what a beautiful try. But this right winger here is certainly at a stellar game himself. And certainly him and having to turn and actually cover. It's actually not just a ball in hand, he certainly can defend as well. Ooh, a bit of a contest there. I think Paris might come up with they need to counteract. And certainly Treasure's like, no, you're not going to get his ball on my watch. My captain kicks it away, but it doesn't go out. One-on-one with the left wing and a replacement. What does he do? Stays on his feet long enough. Oh! Did everything right. Unfortunately, the fullback unable to hold on long enough. Beat three guys. The guy's busy watching him left, right, and center. And slightly knocked it on. Yeah, I think another scrum opportunity. And the Pirates has just got better and better. I mean, they were more cheering like wine. You say wine normally tastes nicer the older it gets. So longer the match goes, certainly they getting better and better. And Wanderers has been getting injuries after injuries and injuries. And certainly it's not a sight for the coach, and I mean any coach in any situation. You don't want to be dealing with injuries, so many injuries, and then have to think about next week. I mean, you can see the ambulance, they're coming here to actually coming to be of assistance if there's any issues as well. I think if there's someone who needs an ambulance, it's certainly at hand here. Your Honor, this instance I think is actually it's an injury from Pirates. It's a fullback. I think he might have actually been smacked down. Yeah, certainly a man of the match. I think you were a couple of contenders. I mean, the captain has controlled things here. Ethan Anderson, and obviously a man who's actually been stellar in the middle is a number 8, Big Brian Dean. But I think the man of the match today has to go to Godzilla here, Snathemba Mapanga, who's actually been excellent. He's the man of the match for today, and he's the man who's going to be enjoying a whole 24-pack on his own or with his teammates today. Well done to him. Well done to Pirates. From able to actually, for he can't be man of the match if he had no reinforcements on the inside feeding all that ball. But listen, he's a man who can stand up on his own as well. Well done to him. Well done to Snathemba Mapanga. He's certainly the man of the match for today. But the game is not done yet. Maybe he's got a chance of getting that hat trick, that ever eluding hat trick. I mean, he's got a brace. What a wonderful thing. Turnover scrum here, quick right to the left. I think the guys that came in, Duncan Delport needs to have a presence of mind. Good pressure scrum. They've turned it over. Pirates are running. Oh my goodness. The 34-year-old is going to get, I think he's been struck short. The little scrum of Wellesley Finnegan is just short. But I think it's been held up. He almost scored this. Meliseti, a man who's sharp with a beautiful scrum that they're exploiting everything that's actually coming. But they've got another chance here of making sure they do something spectacular. They've got a chance of going to the right. Let's see if this time is going to be a possibility. A scrum needs to happen. I wonder if Wanderers even got reinforcements at the moment. Guys that are going to scrum. While all the big men are still on there, still operating. A man who's actually, he's run the whole 33-year-old Mafanya. Mfenyane, sorry, beg your pardon. He's really had a long day at the office, but a man who's gone to the middle now. Mvangeli is actually going to hook a reinforcement. Have come on Freedom. Msimango has come on to the left side for Wanderers. Let's see if he's going to actually stop the inevitable here from a massive scrum from Pirates, who are looking to actually strike. The number 8 picks up and goes himself. Does he make it? Is that slightly short? He's been held up short. The recycling is required here. Are they going to get it? Where's Finnegan? Finnegan is looking for the ball, but the forwards are probably going to be stingy. And someone decided to pick up and go himself. And certainly one other man who's had a stellar game here is Tyler Brown. Comes up with the goods and just adding that telly, rounding it up, making sure it's an 8 tries, and it's certainly been a try frenzy. I can tell you 6 tries in the second half alone. That's just tells you a story how the game has turned out in the second half here for Pirates. They've loosened their shackles, they've taken off whatever monkeys on their back and actually started enjoying themselves. And you can see by the kind of rugby they are playing and the kind of team coming into this game as well was supposed to be like, and certainly looking the part here. I think if the Flyers is going to have a compliment of 2 points. Just lining up, taking his time as Ethan Anderson. Oh, certainly doesn't get that one. Certainly a mammoth effort here from our Pirates, managing to get things right at the end. Clicking the scoreboard, 41 points to 5. And then the Wanderers certainly were impressive in the first half. Unfortunately, the wheels must have fallen off. Injuries have come along. Folks, it's been a pleasure. It's been an honor to actually come and entertain you guys, and certainly enjoyed it well. And the champagne rugby in the second half, and I was actually worried to wonder what Pirates, I mean, they came in here with serious high reputation as one of the big teams in Joburg, and then this time, and they're certainly living up to the match. 46 points in all, that they actually come up with the goods. 64 points to 5, and certainly a good telling point there. And certainly man of the match is certainly Snathemba Mapanga, but I think in the second half it was definitely a team effort, and everyone just shaking off their shackles, loosening up their belts, and actually expressing themselves. It was lovely match to watch, and certainly enjoyed myself, and actually made a bit of a tongue twister how quickly they were gone today. So it's very important that obviously you can see these guys know each other, they've come across each other sometime, or they've played together somewhere along the way where they're actually having a smile. I mean, that was rugby, but you'll be patching each other for 80 minutes. By the end of the day, probably having a castle or two together just to talk about the game and actually trying to find out what can we improve, what did you guys break us. And obviously the coach here, you can see Guy Couch obviously amongst the handshakers there, obviously coaches, Brana Amitaj as well, just interacting and actually enjoying the boys. I mean, that's what rugby can do as a community sports. Rugby's got that ability just to create a camaraderie of some note where they're actually making sure now they're going to make a circle clear and send the thanks and actually say thank you the men above to making it possible. Remember, sometimes we tend to forget that all these gifts and these privileges that we have is not always on our own doing, but certainly it does help in the endeavors and whatever they try to do as individuals. Paris just having a moment there, and Wanderers counting the costs and the loss. On the other side, obviously, coach is scratching his head. Probably not much head to talk of so much, and certainly, and also going to have a moment of his just to thank for the ones who managed to finish the 80 minutes. And just send thanks to the men above to making sure that the things are done. While we're waiting for the proceedings, I think the 24 pack that was kicked for in the first half might have been the one that was supposed to go to man of the match. So they have to look for another one. Kasalak, I'm sure the van is not too far. And the chairman of the club, Greg, is going to be the one who's going to be handing over to his right, Greg Fenter, who's going to be the man who's going to be actually handing it over to Snoteva Mapanga. And I'm certainly sure he'll be sharing with his teammates there, because I mean, he's certainly a man who's and certainly just waiting for them to actually hand it over.
Is that the man of the match? Stand in the middle.
And Boki also is having fun at the moment here.
On the screen. Find them.
Yeah, no, there it is, the chairman handing it over, Mr. Fenter. Mapanga there, the recipients, Natemba Mapanga. All smiles, certainly well done to him. He's done very well. Specimen of a man, certainly a man who knows his way around the jump, clearly around the rugby field as well. Well deserved man of the match indeed. And all happiness all around. It's certainly a man who's really been thanking a few guys here today, making sure that he was able to receive this. Normally a winger to get a man of the match, it means he must have had a lot of ball. Obviously his work ethic as well is in a good seed. Got around and making sure that obviously guys from Castle are making sure that he's happy with the picture. He got the right smile. And Boki thing wants to get into the action as well. And certainly that's going to be the case. I remember now Boki is the mascot of the Springboks. Just to promote and making sure, you know, rugby is to be enjoyed, and saying, making sure that this man enjoys his opportunity as well, going back to his team. Well done to him. So from me, folks, it's been absolute pleasure, privilege. Lawrence Parker signing out until we meet again.
I was like,